7 non-physical things that make men hot. Let me say this. You could wear the most expensive designer suit, sculpt your body like a Greek statue, and still go unnoticed by the woman who actually matters. Because here's the harsh truth. Attraction isn't built in the mirror. It's built in the mind. Meanwhile, some guy in a basic white tee just made her heart skip a beat. And he didn't Eventry. It wasn't his wallet. It wasn't his chalin. It was the way he walked into the room. Calm, present, in control. The way he didn't chase validation. The way he made space for her curiosity to bloom. This isn't a list. This is a mirror. And if you're willing to look into it honestly, you're about to learn how magnetic you already are. If you didn't stop chasing and start owning your presence, welcome to Dark Psychology, where we don't teach you to fake it, we teach you to embody it. I'm Amelia, and these are 7 non-physical traits that make you a man irresistible. 1. Confidence. That doesn't need validation. Real confidence. You can feel it before a man says a single word. It's that grounded stillness, the calm energy. It's not cocky. It's not loud. It's that kind of confidence that says, I know who I am. I don't need your applause to prove it. Too many guys try to manufacture confidence. They overshare. They name drop. They subtly wait for approval before speaking up or making a move. But here's the secret. Validation seeking is silent desperation. And desperation is the fastest way to destroy attraction. Now, flip that. Picture a man walking into a meeting room. He's not rushing to prove anything. He doesn't need to be the smartest guy. He doesn't flinch when challenged. He listens more than headocks. He holds steady no matter the energy in the room. That's the guy people trust. That's the man woman respect before they even know why. Because this type of confidence isn't about performance. It's about presence. It's about knowing your worth without putting it on display. It's not look at me. It's I'm good whether you see me or not. That kind of energy makes clients. It makes partners feel safe. It shifts the vibe without a single raised voice. But don't get it twisted. This sin about acting like you don't care. It's about not needing approval to feel secure in your masculinity. Now, here's the drawback. You won't get instant applause. You won't be the center of attention right away, but you'll build something more powerful, quiet, unshakable respect. The kind of respect that lingers long after others are forgotten. Action step. Stop explaining yourself unless it's absolutely necessary. If someone questions your opinion, give your answer once, then pause. Let the silence validate it. Because when you no longer seek validation, everything about you starts to validate itself. 2. The ability to listen without interrupting. Let me tell you something powerful. Silence when used with purpose is one of the most attractive tools a man can master. When a man truly listens, not just nodding, not waiting for his turn to talk, but actually hears you fully present. It makes a woman feel like the only person in the world. And that feeling, that's rare, that's addictive. But here's where most men fumble feeble. They think being involved means jumping in mid-sentence. They interrupt with advice. They finish her thoughts bare she can find her own rhythm. They instantly bring up their own stories in an attempt to relate. It's not confident. It's anxious. It doesn't say care. It says what I have to say matters more. Now imagine the opposite. You're in a conversation. She's opening up raw and emotional. Others are rushing to fix, advise, or explain. But you just sit with her words. You keep eye contact. You pause. And when she finishes, you take a breath and say something calm, thoughtful, real. That moment of stillness, it hits deeper than any clever response ever could. Why? Because listening is presence. And presence is what makes people feel safe, seen, and emotionally drawn in. It builds trust in relationships. It wins loyalty in leadership. And in dating, it creates emotional intimacy that words alone can't. Drawback. You might be mistaken for the quiet guy, but when you finally speak, the entire room leans in. Action step. Next time you're in a conversation, hold 3 seconds of silence for replying. Yes, it'll feel weird, but the respect it commands is immediate. You're not just being quiet, you're mastering emotional control. 3. Subtle assertiveness and decision. Let's be clear. There's a massive difference between being decisive and being domineering. One invites trust, the other forces submission. A high value man knows the line and walks it with quiet authority. You see, most men fall into one of two traps. They hesitate needlessly, terrified of making the wrong choice. So they delay until the Moment passes and with it the respect. Or Thebaldo's every decision over explaining we their right to mask insecurity. Neither is magnetic. Both are exhausting. But now imagine this. You're on a date. She asks, "Where should we go?" You say, "Let's try that roof topless. I think you'll love the view." That's it. No pitch, no panic, no TED Talk behind your choice. Just quiet, clear, confident direction. That's subtle assertiveness. And it's sexy ashel. Why? Because it creates relief. It removes decision fatigue. It makes the people around you feel like they're in capable hands. This applies in Thibararum, in friendships, in everyday life. You become the guy who gets things moving, the guy others can rely on, Thagi who makes the path simple. Drawback: if you never invite feedback, you might come off rigid, and confidence without flexibility can slip into arrogance. Balance it like this. When someone asks, "What should we do?" respond with, "Let's go with this," unless you had something else in mind. Simple, decisive, but inclusive. Lead with clarity. Leave space for collaboration. That's not just decision making. That's emotional leadership. And it separates men who demand control from men who naturally command it. 4. A sense of humor that doesn't rely on jokes. Here's a truth bomb. You don't need to be the funniest guy in the room to be the guy everyone wants to be around. Because real humor, the kind that creates emotional chemistry, isn't about jokes. It's about timing. It is about reading the room. It's about saying just enough at the right moment, or sometimes saying nothing at all with a look that lands harder than any punchline. But here's where a lot of men mess this up. They try too hard. They feel like they need to perform. So, what do? Fire off punchlines every 30 seconds. Make crude jokes to seem edgy. Rehearse one-liners like it's a stand you packed. And instead of charm, what can mess across is desperation. Here's the truth. Humor isn't about being loud. It's about being aware. Think about that guy, the quiet one. He don't speak much, but when he does, he drops a dry line under his breath and the entire room cracks up. That's charm with effort. It tells women, "I'm nother to impress. I'm just sharp enough to have to try." It makes you unpredictable. It makes you interesting. It makes you magnetic. You're not the dancing clown. You're the guy who makes people feel like they're in on something special. And the best part, that kind of humor works everywhere. In dating, in high-stress meetings, even when the energy in the room is tense. Drawback: subtle humor takes practice. If your timing is off, it might fly over some heads. But guess what? That's okay. You're not performing for the crowd. You're connecting with those who get it. Action step. Stop trying to entertain. Start observing. Let your humor be responsive, not rehearsed. And when you speak, speak softly, but carry a sharp wit. The right line and the right silence will echo louder than anything shouted. 5. Being emotionally available with it oversharing. Now, let's get real, because this is where most nice guys fall apart. Being emotionally available doesn't mean spilling your guts. It means owning your emotions without drowning in them. A high-value man knows how to express what feels with clarity, with calm, with emotional control. Where men mess this up is either shutting down completely, pretending nothing affects them, or the opposite, dumping every wound, every struggle, every painful moment onto the table like it's a therapy session. One turns you into a stone wall, the other turns you into an emotional storm. Neither feels safe, neither feels sexy. Now picture this. Someone asks about your past, how something affected you. Instead of diving into trauma or playing the victim, you pause, then say, "It washed. I wasn't ready for it at the time, but I grew from it, and I'm stronger because of it." No drama, no tears, no filters, just strength wrapped in calm reflection. That's the kind of emotional openness that creates depth. It tells people you've processed your pain, not how you're still stuck in it. And for women, it's electric. It tells her, this man can handle life, he can handle him, and he won't fall apart if things get intense, because emotional maturity isn't just about how you feel. It is about how you carry what you feel. Drawback: some people might misread your calm for coldness, but the right ones, they'll feel the strength in your stillness. Action step. Next time you feel the urge to open up, ask yourself, am I trying to connect? Or am I just unloading? Speak from ownership, not reaction. That's what separates emotional leaders from emotional burdens. 6. Maintaining integrity even when noon's watching. Here's the truth that splits men from boys. Your real character shows up when no one's watching. When there's no praise, no audience, no one to catch you if you slip. A man of integrity doesn't just do the right thing when it's convenient. He does the right thing even when it costs him. Let's be honest. In a world obsessed with appearances, it's easy to perform values rather than live them. You've seen it. Someone who's kind in public, but cruel behind closed doors. Loyal only when it benefits them. Constantly when it's easy. But that's not your actor. That's optics. Real integrity. It's this returning the exchange when the cashier makes a mistake. Keeping a promise when no one's holding you accountable. Refusing to badmouth a mean even when it would earn you social points. Why does this matter in attraction? Because integrity is trust made visible. And trust is one of the deepest forms of emotional safety for a woman. When she sees that you honor your word, that you live with consistency, that you're the same man behind closed doors as you are in the spotlight. She doesn't just like you. She relaxes around you. She respects you. That's magnetic because in a sea of performers, authenticity is rare. Drawback: you'll make sacrifices. You'll walk away from easy wins. You'll stick to your values even when no one notices. But guess what? You'll know who you are and your self-respect. That's unshakable. Action step. Pick one small promise to yourself today, no matter how minor, and keep it. No excuses, no justifications. That's how you build a reputation with yourself. And once that's in place, your presence alone will speak before you ever say a word. 7. The quiet power of not needing attention. Some men chase the spotlight. Others become the spotlight without saying a word. And the difference? One is noise. The other is presence. You know, the guy who enters a room trying way too hard, over-posting on social media, bragging in every conversation, laughing a little too loud at his own stories. It's not charisma, it's compensation. Now, contrast that with the man who walks in and doesn't say much, but somehow everyone notices. That's quiet power, and it's irresistible. He doesn't beg for attention, he attracts it, because here's the hidden truth. In a world that's constantly shouting, silence becomes a form of power. It tells people, I'm not here to prove, I'm here to exist. I don't chase attention, I create energy. And women, they feel that. They feel it. When you don't overcompensate, when you don't explain your worth, when you're at peace with who you are without external validation, it's not apathy, it's emotional control. Drawback: you won't get that quick dopamine hit. You won't be the center of every party, but what you gain, lasting attraction, deep respect, and a sense of that stays in people's minds long after you've left the room. Action step: start doing less, post less, speak only when it matters. Make your energy louder than your words and you'll see how powerful you become by simply not trying so hard. Bonus: master emotional control and she'll be drawn to you endlessly. Let me tell you something almost no one says out loud. The sexiest trait a man can develop: emotional control. Not fake calm, not stuffing your feelings down and pretending you're fine, but true grounded composure. Even when life tries to break your frame, there's a calm someone carry, a stillness in chaos, a presence that makes others lean in. They're not yelling, they're not posturing, they're not reacting out of fear or ego, they're just centered. And this calm doesn't just attract women, it earns respect from everyone. Where men go wrong: men usually default into one of two self-sabotaging patterns. Suppression: they bury emotions and pretend they're unfazed. They become distant, robotic, emotionally unavailable. Women don't feel safe around that explosion. They react instantly, driven by ego, anger, or insecurity. It's case. She may feel passion, but she won't feel peace. Neither is leadership. Neither is stability. Neither is trust. What true emotional control looks like: it's not about shutting down. It's about breathing through the discomfort, responding instead of reacting. Being able to say, yes, I feel that and I'm not going to lose myself over it. It's the ability to hold your ground even when someone insults you. Plans fall apart. Your partner is emotional. Pressure builds at work. You feel misunderstood. That calm presence, it melts resistance. It invites closeness. It signals masculine safety at a deep primal level. It's the kind of energy women trust and crave because in relationships, she wants to be able to relax. She wants talk, know you won't fall apart when things get messy, that you're the anchor, not another Storm, imagine this. You're in a heated conversation, voices are rising, tension is thick, and instead of escalating, you stay calm, not detached, not distant, just present. You listen, you respond, you don't flinch. That's right there. That's power. That's emotional mastery. That's the moment check nows this man is different. Drawback.it takes work. You'll slip, so metamessi'll react. Sometimes your ego will want to lash out, but every time you pause, every time you hold your ground with calm, you're getting stronger. Action step. Next time you feel triggered, do this simple but powerful move. Pause. Count to 3 before you speak. Not because you're unsure, but because you're taking ownership of theming. That space, that silence, it's your power. And when you master it, you won't just look composed, you'll be composed. That's when everything cinches. If you're still here, it means you are not like most men. You're the type who pays attention, who values substance over surface, who wants to level up, not just for women, but for yourself. So, here's what I want you Toto. Drop I see it now in the comments. Let us know you're part of this movement off real. Men evolving, not chasing validation, but building unshakable level from the inside out. Check the links in the description. I've added practical tools to help you apply everything we've talked about. And if this video resonated with you, support it with a like. It helps YouTube push it to other men who need the shift. Subscribe for more content like this daily. Share it with that one friend who needs to hear this today. Thank you for watching. We've already queued up the perfect next video for you. It's on your screen right now. Tap it. Keep evolving. Keep leading. This is Stoic Mind Sand. I'm Amelia.